Morning Reds, morning football fans, and happy football Saturday morning. Yes, FA Cup weekend is here. We're going to be looking later on today at the Arsenal game and that tie tomorrow, and how Manchester United can hopefully use that bounce from the Liverpool game and get into some more form going into the important Premier League games coming up. So that's coming up later. This morning we have all of your transfer and speculation roundup coming in, with all of the reports coming out from the early mornings for Saturday papers and all the reports through all of the other accounts, through everybody looking into everything Manchester United. Interesting bits from the Daily Mail today around Marcus Rashford. How United stance isn't so much what we would think, just because Barcelona may be offering a little bit more, and now that they've got money to spend, isn't so much a dead rubber stamp deal for United. They want to do it their way. The price for Marcus Rashford has been revealed apparently as well, and what United expects. We're going to get into that. United eye another forward as a replacement for Marcus Rashford. Another teenager though. Is this the right way to go? Gyokeres' deal and agreement for certain clubs, and one of them being Manchester United. We did touch on it a little bit yesterday, but we have got to go into a little bit more detail on that as well in this show today. Malacia to Como. Well, looks like the Brady bunch are being split up, to be honest, and all of the bad eggs are being moved out of Manchester United. And I think one thing we can say for certain after this January transfer window is that we will see the players that are, not going to be, well, they're not going to be players that are going to have a future at Manchester United, but they're going to be the players that we thought were bad or were an issue, and some surprises along the way as well there. So get your live comments in as well, everybody. Give me your thoughts on everything going down. We're going to start with the Rashford update, just so you're up to date with everything. Last night we broke the Barcelona news, which is great, and everything that we wanted to see. Multiple offers coming in for Marcus Rashford, and everybody seemingly like they're on the same page. That's all good and well, but more importantly, we want to know is, where is Marcus Rashford going to end up? We've seen yesterday, I thought, the player and agent side of things and the excitement side of that. But let's see what Manchester United want to bring. So, interesting piece from Simon Jones in the Daily Mail, who says Barcelona have held talks with Marcus Rashford's entourage as Manchester United forward evaluates his next move. Discussions have also been held with AC Milan, Juventus, Borussia Dortmund, while Monaco have also entered the race. We knew that last night. That was the news. Manchester United believe a Marcus Rashford deal modelled in a similar fashion to the one struck for Jadon Sancho's loan to Borussia Dortmund last year could prove beneficial. Barcelona, who have now got financial flexibility to spend in the January transfer window, have always been Marcus Rashford's preference, but United believe at this stage that the interest shown by AC Milan, Borussia Dortmund and Juventus is stronger. So how they see that, I don't know. What looks stronger to them? We obviously heard rumours last night that Barcelona, from the Spanish and Italian media side of things, Barcelona were going to offer Marcus Rashford his full wages. They're going to pay United. That alone pretty much would be ringing the bell for Manchester United, surely. Someone who's willing to take that fortune off their books going from now until the end of the season. Well, apparently not enough. Manchester United aren't just going to bow down to what Marcus Rashford wants. And I think this is the stance that the club have made from the get-go, from Ruben Amorim walking in. The issue being made clear from him under Ineos's rule and Ineos's sort of free reign to go out and do what you need to do with this squad. As in, we give Ten Hag a chance. We've seen what these players are worth. You come in now and we'll back you on absolutely everything. The stance has been very clear from the get-go with Manchester United under Ineos that it's our rule and you go off what we want. So United is standing firm. 60 million, apparently, according to the Mail, is what Manchester United value Marcus Rashford at. And again, like we said last night, and people were laughing at me saying 50 million. It's not my price. It isn't. But this is what United will look at. They will drive their hard bargain as hard as they can and play as much hardball as possible. Look, we are going to be absolutely shafted by everybody in this transfer window. United have to hit back a little bit with something. And you know what? I feel like the club, I think they're quite within their rights to do it. And look, they've got their set value. I think there will come a point where I feel like the price is set in order to get a loan done. So everyone will look at this and go, right, okay, let's get the loan with the option, but let's see what he's worth first. United, obviously, there's an element of luck and there's an element of a gamble in this, that Marcus Rashford will hit the ground running wherever he goes. But United have set the price for the summer, I feel. And no one's going to buy him in January. That's certain. That's a dead cert. It's not going to happen. We know that. But I think United's 60 million price of Marcus Rashford, he's not. He's worth 35 million all day long. I know that. Everybody knows that. But on the books, and a value to another club, with a player still on a big contract in terms of length, I think they've just built up the whole package. And I think they're being very careful, and they're going to delegate and be very particular with where Marcus Rashford goes with this deal. Look, the position that we're in right now, obviously Barcelona coming in, and reports from Graham Bailey as well last night have said that now Atletico Madrid are in a very similar position to Barcelona. They are looking to invest as well with that loan option for Marcus Rashford. So Atletico are in now. So obviously Dwayne has been doing the rounds. We know that Dortmund, Atleti, Barcelona, Juventus, AC Milan, Napoli to as such have now dropped away, but all of these clubs now are dead certs in for Marcus Rashford. I think we have a real bargaining chip right now, and I think United are probably looking at the transfer in the summer rather than what they're doing right now. And that's why I feel this report has come out from Simon Jones from the Daily Mail regarding Manchester United looking at the Dortmund model from last season with Sancho, and that the interest from AC Milan and Juventus is more concrete and is more significant, because I think they're looking more long term. I personally feel like Barcelona are looking for a quick fix. I think they would happily just send Marcus Rashford back because of the nightmare situation they've got to deal with. I don't think there is any option that they would offer or any obligation anyway. I don't know. We've not heard the full details or anything come out report-wise that this is a definite offer from Barcelona for Rashford on what we were talking about last night, for instance. But I think United are standing firm. Like, yeah, it sounds good, it sounds great, but they're just being careful. And I think this is very important. I think this is good in a way that United actually just look at everything in play, look at everyone's offers, like what suits best. What's the more secure transfer? What's the best chance we've got for moving him on in the summer? Yeah, we may have to subsidise wages for some clubs in this loan period, like a Dortmund, Milan, maybe even Juventus. One of these clubs, we may have to just bend over a little bit, sort of like bend the knee and just do what we've got to do. I feel like Barcelona have just come in with this big crazy offer just to try and lure him away. And they can get the glitz and glamour. I think someone made a great comment last night in the chat, like the commercial side all of a sudden for Marcus Rashford. In a 6-month period, what will that bring to Barcelona? And they're desperate for money right now. They are looking at making money as well out of this probably. And that's what I think Manchester United are probably looking at as well. So when you brought it all into one, it doesn't matter what Marcus Rashford says. It doesn't matter what Marcus Rashford likes. You're contracted to Manchester United. And where if you don't agree with what the club want to do, you will rot. And this is exactly the stance that Manchester United need to make right now with these players. It's like, do you want this life in Manchester, or do you want to go to where suits the club best? And you want to back your argument up that or not your argument, but you want to back what your comments were for Emery Winter. You're not going to hear anything negative from me. You're not going to hear any sort of uproar. I'm not going to cause any problems when I leave Manchester United. We'll see, won't we? Because if United say no to Barcelona and go with AC Milan, then Rashford has to go there. Otherwise, he's going to rot in the reserves. He's just going to sit there, or not in the reserves, but he's just going to sit there, isolated from the squad. Like, we're on what are we on now? It's been over a month, so we're coming up to around about a 5-week period now in Marcus Rashford's career at Manchester United. And let's not forget, Amorim's only been in around about 8 weeks. So I think, like I said at the start there, it's been made very clear by Ineos and the manager that this happy camp sort of Carrington scenario now, where players just stroll around and get away with murder and do whatever they want, is gone. And if you want to be in part of that Thomas Tuchel England squad for 2026, you're going to have to play by our rules. And United are going to play hardball. Do you know what? It's about bleeding time. Like, these players just waltzing around thinking they can get whatever deal they want. I think seen Jonathan's chat right there at the start before we kicked off, actually. Barcelona's a great fit for Manchester United's Marcus Rashford. They both think there's something that they haven't been for a long time. It's dead true. It's bang on the money, because that is Rashford's head. And it's, to a certain degree, I think Hansi Flick has brought a bit of Barcelona back. They are a better side, I think, under him, and they are going back to the old days. You could argue that point a couple of seasons back now, where they've been a little bit of a mess, to be honest, Barcelona. But honestly, as it is and where it stands right now, I'm happy that United are just not saying, oh, because the wages are going to be paid, it looks like the best offer, they're just going to go for that. This is what the old Manchester United would have done. And I just look at it and go, I would like the club to pick the deal that works best for them, but I would like the forward-thinking Manchester United deal. And I think that's where we're at with all of this. And I think that's where Manchester United's thought process is now. And I think it's right that we're in that position, that we are calling the shots and it's not Marcus Rashford on this side of things. So, yeah, I'm happy with that, just looking into it. In terms of Manchester United's replacements for Marcus Rashford, and come into that now, I'm just going to get into the chat and give you your chance early doors in the show, everybody. Make sure you please do give the video a like as well. Subscribe to Forever United TV, everyone. Get your thoughts in, get your comments in. Glenn says, when you said Rashford's brother's name, I kept imagining him going around saying the Rock's catchphrase. Oh, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yes, okay. Long as it's not a final, Rashford has come back to Manchester. No. I get where you're going with that one. Finally, Rashford has come. No, he's not come back. Please don't come back. We can loan Rashford anywhere, but we can veto any permanent sale. Says Mac, Osherman on loan and let Rashford go. Won't happen, JC. That one's been put to bed, I'm afraid. Let's see what else we've got in here. World's gone mad when football clubs value players based on commercial performance, not on the pitch performance. Honestly, if this is the model that they are looking around, it is best that he has gone into it. Good riddance and see you later. Peter says, hit the like button, get the news, no bull, no bans, blocks, etc. Have your points and say it. Thank you, mate. Love that. Just sack Rashford, says Franklin. I wish it was that easy. This is brilliant. Rashford has not kicked a ball for over a month. This sends a frightening message to all the other players who think United is a holiday camp. Our players are average. They are afraid. Very good points, Gehern. I agree with that one there. It is sending a very important message to the rest of this squad. I don't know. Football FC says Rashford has to sanction any move, loan or permanent solution. Has to be acceptable to him and United. True, but we all know that United aren't going to get anything for Rashford right now. And the point that I was making, was that he knows he's going to be sat on his ass doing nothing if he doesn't make a move. So he's been forced into a corner, and that's what I'm saying by this isn't all Rashford saying what he wants to do. Of course he needs to go. But let's be honest, the other option is this, which is him not playing and sat on the bench and not being the main man anymore, or not getting the game time he wants to play for England. So United have cards here, and they hold him, and they're putting their hand down on them. So I feel like where we do know that he has to sanction it, and it has to be on both parties, and that's the legal stance, he knows that if he doesn't, he's still got this scenario to deal with where he doesn't get what he wants. So he's either going to have to give up, accept that he's wrong, which he doesn't look like he wants to do, play ball and be a squad player, or agree to a move where United actually feel like they are going to be beneficial as well. There'll be something that comes together in the middle, I feel, and I think we will get the best for both eventually. The best for both is ultimately just him gone, and that is where it needs to be. Almac, on what planet are we paying Rashford's 350k per week? Kvaratskhelia plays for Napoli on 46k, and he is twice the player Rashford is. We know, but the club stance and where we are in the league determine what we can get and how we can get rid of players. And obviously how we've been run has left us with the Marcus Rashford situation as well. So we have to face reality, I'm afraid, my friend. Mark says, strange how everyone says Rashford is washed, but AC Milan, PSG and Juventus are all interested. He is washed for us. And the point of what everyone's making, I feel, or what I'm making, is that he's done for Amorim. And the only man that's important at Manchester United right now is Ruben Amorim, because he's in charge of all of this crap. He's in charge of making Manchester United play better and go up that table and possibly win the Europa League. And if he's not working for him, he is washed. And that's the stance. That's where we have to be. If Ruben doesn't want him, doesn't matter what we think of Rashford, doesn't matter what we think of his past, what other clubs think of him, we just have to back the man in the dugout. Back Ruben Amorim, and that is the final say, really. If Rashford goes and plays poorly, he'll come back and then we'll have a player on our hands that will be worth probably 10 million. Look, in the summer, it's another year down in his contract. United will still sell him. It'll probably be cheaper. But what do we do right now? It's an if, but, and it's a maybe continuously all of the time. But still, United do have to make this gamble. The season is salvageable right now. And if Rashford's going to cause a problem, then Manchester United are better off without him. So yes, he might not play well on loan. He might come back. We might still have to sell him, or he might be not worth as much as he is right now when he comes back. But you still have to take that gamble for the benefit of the coach, because he is the most important man at Manchester United. That will always be the case, and that's where we have to be. Ineos has put a price on the family jewels. Mainu is a 70 million price tag. The Mainu situation is non-negotiable and won't even come up, I don't think, again until the summer. I do think we will be talking about Kobbie Mainu in the summer, but I think we will be talking more on the lines of him probably looking at a contract then and an agreement being put in place with Kobbie Mainu. I don't think we're going to be talking about Kobbie Mainu going, but the speculation will still be around. It will be. In terms of Manchester United's replacement for Marcus Rashford, this is moving forward right now, and a new fresh face name has come onto the scene, and that being one of Francis Puig Esposito. I was singing the song then for a minute there. Who is he? Nobody knows who he is. He's an Inter Milan academy player who is on loan in Serie B right now. 12 goals, couple of assists this season in Serie B. Yep, you're thinking 19-year-old, unproven. Why are we even wasting our time? Well, the only reason I think United would look at this, he's 19. He's an under-21 international as well for Italy. He's a good player, apparently. He's all right. But we don't know. It's the unproven again. And everybody automatically, when I see stories like this, I'll go into the show already before it's even started, and I can see it's another unproven. It's just going to be like another Rasmus Højlund this again. It's like a player we don't need right now. We've got enough potential already in our academy. Why are we not using them? Again, it's just a player who's playing first-team football. It's a very similar situation to Diego Leon. And the difference with this one is that Esposito's contract is up at the end of this season. He's a free agent. So right now, I don't know if United are looking at this in January, possibly, as someone to come in. Honestly, I would prefer giving our academy players the chance. I don't know if they're looking at this as another striker, possibly with potential in the future, and we go out and buy again and buy a better player in the summer. We know about that, and we know about what we could possibly buy in the summer when the new financial year opens and United have a few more options and a bit more money. But Esposito, I mean, I don't even think it's worth a conversation right now, but we have to talk about the news and the possibilities. And obviously we want our scouts out there across Europe, across South America. We want to be finding the best young talent. And I feel like United are looking at all possibilities for players that are running low on contracts, that there is clauses within. They're doing their homework. They're going deep. So where we talk about Esposito, I'm not really getting into much sort of like, well, we're not grabbing him and we're going, whoa, yes, this is it, the next best thing. It's nothing like that. Nothing at all. I don't know anything about him. I'm just talking about it because there is news out there that United are looking and are interested in him, and it's come from a couple of sources. But still, I feel like this is just a point of bringing up this player because United are going deep. And they are trying to find. So the scouting system and the recruitment that Ruben Amorim said in his press conference just yesterday as well, he reiterated his stance on it, that he wants the recruitment to be better. He wants Manchester United's academy to be better. They have to be more. So he's already, I think, had a look at certain things. I don't think he rates Manchester United's academy as much as everybody else does right now. I really don't. I don't think he feels it's at the place where it needs to be. I think he expects more, and he expected more. And this may be proof and a point proven here that, you know what, this is why Manchester United's academy players haven't come through and hit the ground running or have made big money for the football club. All of this, really, when you look at it, is everything that's been going on and been talked about before. And Ruben Amorim, again, he's just coming right out of it. And it does feel like he has been given free rein by Ineos to just go out and do what you've got to do, Ruben. Go and crack the whip wherever you need to, and we will back you on it in every position. But I'm bringing up Esposito more in a backup to what Ruben Amorim said yesterday. Our recruitment needs to be better. We need to be on top of everything that everything that could possibly benefit Manchester United going forward. We need to be better in every single department. And this is point proven, I think, on this one. Esposito, know nothing about him. He's in Serie B. I don't know. He's an Italian under-21 international. He's on Inter Milan's books and he's out of contract in 2025. You never know. That's all there is to say about that one. In terms of other strikers and possibilities from Manchester United, the Kolo Muani situation where Florian Plettenberg came out yesterday and said that United's talks and interest in Kolo Muani are now more concrete. Manchester United are doing all they can to beat Tottenham to sign Rando Kolo Muani. That's come out from Team Talk this morning as well, backed up by a few other sources, obviously from last night when we were talking about it. So Kolo Muani talk is starting to heat up again. I still would give me Mbeumo all day long over Kawani, but over Muani, sorry. Kawani? I've made his new name. But realistically, again, this is the PSG factor with me more than anything. I just don't like dealing with them. I really don't. And I think they will try and rinse United. I don't think United are going to go for it. That obligation that they want to put in is never going to work for Manchester United. It will get in the way of everything we want to do in the summer. And unless Muani comes in and scores 15 goals now from this point to the start of the season, you're really not going to be convinced, are you? And you really feel like you are going to be wasting your time. But they want an obligation, PSG. So how these negotiations go, I do not know. But let's just see. United are working on it, though. This is gathering momentum a little bit now. And there is a bit of a race. Juventus, Spurs and Manchester United on Kolo Muani. And I just feel like... I feel like I don't know, actually. I feel like I'm not sure where this is going to go. We do know one thing for certain in this. And the Athletic have come out with this, and I said it last night, that Ruben Amorim wants a replacement if Rashford goes. So someone is going to come in. Someone definitely will come in that forward position. So with everything that's gathering momentum around Muani, it does look like we are moving a step closer to Rashford out, someone else coming in. A few more names are being thrown into the hat right now. Honestly, if we sold Casemiro, I'd just go right into Brentford and say, look, you're not going to get this money for him, for Mbeumo in the summer. I'd buy him in January. He can fill a 10 and a 9, and then we can go get another striker in the summer. I mean, it's an absolute no-brainer for me. It's a no-brainer. Just to quickly go on to Ruben Amorim, and just the man that we've got in charge of Manchester United and how he understands this football club. Just his comments after Kath Phipps' funeral as well. It's a sad moment, but it's also inspiring to hear all the tributes. I left the church feeling like I belonged to this club. This is where I want to be. This is the man that we've got at this football club, people. We know that we just need to back this guy, and he will take us forward. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. But everything that he has said so far and been open about and honest about is just everything that Manchester United have been missing for so many years. Forget the players. He will have the players in place, and we will have the right players playing for Manchester United in the next couple of years under Ruben Amorim. I'm fully confident of it. For him to do exactly what he's done in such a short space of time, with everything off the pitch and the stance he's took with all of these players, I think he's definitely the right man for Manchester United. And it goes to show again, and I've said this at the top of the show, when it comes to players and who fits and who doesn't, look at Terrell Malacia right now. And obviously, and I've said this many a times before, and you can say I'm just trying to dig and try and find a way out, but he is very, very good mates with Marcus Rashford. And influence does come into this. It's people won't say it. People don't want to say it. You're thinking about it, but you won't say it because you want to give him a chance and say, no, surely not. Well, I'll say it, and I'll be right up, right in front of it, right down the camera, and just say, I think he has been influenced by Marcus Rashford. Everything that Marcus Rashford touches friend-wise turns to shit. And honestly, it sounds like I'm going right in him again, but this is the reality right now, and nobody wants to accept it. Sancho, Malacia. Honestly, how many more? He does. He was out with Terrell Malacia on New Year's Day in Hale. We've seen the pictures. He is good mates with him. Nothing wrong with that at all. Go and have your life and everything. But there is clear influence. And whatever has been going on at Old Trafford, at Manchester United, at Carrington, has clearly been an issue. Because all of a sudden, Ruben Amorim's come in, like I just said, with that whip. He's cracked it. and everybody's gone crying. Everybody is gone bitching and crying. Look at the amount of players that have come out of this. And we're seeing real men now. Do you know the phrase, we'll sort the men from the boys? Well, we've seen the boys, and they're on the transfer list. And that's what it looks like right now. Como, apparently, according to Alfredo Padula, is a target for... Malacia is a target for Como. They're in for him. But I don't care. Malacia can go. Honestly, for a player who's been out for nearly 18 months... to fall under this or fall into the category of players that aren't training hard enough and be left out of a matchday squad when we're desperately in need of a left-sided winger or / wing-back, left-back, for him to be left out of the squad for the last 3 games right now, similar to what Marcus Rashford has had done. There's been 3 players that have been left out of the Man United's matchday squad for selection purposes, and that's how Ruben calls it. Not many people have picked up on the Malacia one. I want to, because I don't want to leave any stone unturned with this. I don't want to just say it's Rashford. I don't want to just say it's him and he needs to go and he's going to be... everything's going to be right after it. There are other players at Manchester United. Garnacho at the moment, I'm still undecided about. Thank you for what you did at Liverpool. You showed spirit. You showed character. You showed balls. I want to see it again this weekend against Arsenal. Terrell, no. I've not seen anything. I haven't. He's come in. I'm guessing he's thought, like, this position's mine. I'm in total guess mode. I don't know what's happened. I could be way above here. I could be going too far with what I'm thinking. But all we know is Ruben's stance. And Ruben's stance is, if you work hard and train hard, you're in the matchday squad. And we desperately need lefters. We need left footers. We need left wing backs, left backs. And to be left out of a squad when we're so desperate, it tells me everything. And then him to not feature or come on at all in the next 2 games as well. I think it's a problem. I think he's a problem. I think there is a Rashford influence there. I don't care what anybody thinks. If you think I'm going in on it, I just look at it in detail. I take the critique. I take what people think of my opinions. I'm just going to keep on at it and keep saying it as it is, because I feel like this is what is happening at our football club. I fully am behind Ruben Amorim. I think he's the best thing that's happened at this football club. And it's because of him we will get better players, like I just said. And that leads me into the next little bit, which is around Victor Gyokeres. And I said yesterday about the agreement that's in place and the value for Victor Gyokeres. And it's come out again in detail last night about the agreement at this stage of his career, 2 years in at Sporting, where if someone else came in for him, there is a set price and he will be released. He won't be held to his full release clause to other clubs. So it's another one, again, where certain clubs, and there's a few clubs that have been picked out that he can move to if they come in for him. And Manchester United are one of them clubs. Victor Gyokeres in the summer can come to Manchester United, according to these reports, which is quite substantial now, and there are quite a few of them, for 58 million. Let that sink in a minute. 58 million. You're talking bleeding Fred prices here right now. You're talking near enough 15 million more, £15 million less than what we paid for Rasmus Højlund. £18 million more than Xerxes for one of the best strikers out there right now. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jeff, is what I say. It is. And honestly, I think United need to be all over this. I really do. And I just look at what influence Ruben could have for United going forward. And this is where I get excited and happy about where we're actually at. I'm not happy with where United are. I think it's a nightmare and we should never be in the situation we're in. But I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can see Ruben Amorim bringing something to Manchester United going forward. And I do think that he will get his chance under Ineos. The more and more I look at reports, the more I look at what's happening at United, the more confidence I get that we are going to get to where we need to with Ruben. Even if we don't spend loads of money, I think, like he said, the academy needs to be better. The recruitment needs to be better. Everybody needs to be better at Manchester United. And give him 2 years, and then let's see where we're at. We'll do the same thing as what we did with Erik ten Hag. He took Manchester United completely backwards, and gave up on everything. Ruben Amorim, let's see where he is in 2 years' time. I think we'll be in a miles better position. And I think the players are starting to learn. I think even when he was talking yesterday in his press conference, when he said, I'm not going to rotate anymore, we touched on it in the press conference reaction. I'm not going to rotate. It's pointless rotating at this stage right now. Players are starting to learn positions. We're getting more game time. We're getting more rest. This is important right now. I'm going to come into the comment section quickly. There's a load going on in there. Why would you get Gyokeres? It would mean that he would be a loser if he goes to United in the current construction. Red flag to pay that price for a player with little ambition. Not really. That's just a silly comment. I get what you're trying to say from the outside, not being a United fan. But no. Gyokeres fits in with Ruben Amorim. And this is what I said. I really think that Ruben will get United to a place this season and prove to everybody that we are an appealing club to come to, and we can and we will move forward. I think that's what we're trying to get to now. January is big in getting players out. Let's see what he does from now until the end of the season. But I still feel like he'll be able to attract players. I think the project will definitely work. I really do. And it has to have Ruben Amorim at the helm. It does. Otherwise, it won't. Rashford, Shaw, Malacia, Victor, Mount, Ericsson need to move on. Fresh faces, fresh energy are required. Clean out. United will win the title in 4 years. So, Tanyu, thank you for that. See. Surely Madrid watched Dalot rip Trent to shreds. They could do us a solid and give us 40 million for Dalot. And we can get rid of Rashford and Malacia. Get a new left wing back, maybe a 10, and then Diallo at right wing back for 6 months. Adam, I don't think so. I don't. It's gone cold on the Dalot talk as well. I can just see this one petering out now. I really do. I think Trent will sign in the summer. I think Real Madrid will just make way. Like United, if we cannot bring a left wing back in, like we thought we were getting Mendes, now apparently that's not happening. I don't think Dalot can go anywhere now because of that. So I think that one's put a complete stop on everything happening with Dalot moving now. The fact that we're not going to bring another left back, wing back in, or any defender for that matter, or winger. I think Dalot stays until the summer, and then maybe we'll look at it again. Maybe we'll look at it again in the summer. You just don't know. Ruben has that efficiency aura, getting the most out of little. He does. Kieran says, Eric Ten Hag thinking Dutch league players are good enough for Premier League. Biggest indicator of his talent ID. Lingard was also part of the Rashford gang. I think Lingard started it, to be honest. Personally, I think Rashford got caught up in the Lingard vibe, and that was his big downfall, I thought. As soon as the beans started, honestly, it went downhill, didn't it? Oh, God, that video killed Lingard. Who's doing our negotiation? Time is so precious. His players are given a power to choose their new club. That's super chat from Kevin. Look, it is very delicate, and it is on the player and the club both agreeing. Like the comments said, I think what we're seeing right now is United just showing their strength for the situation, in that Rashford can come back to what he's got now, or agree to somewhere where it does actually suit Manchester United. It will suit him, and there will be something that's negotiated in the middle, but ultimately I feel like United will have a big say on where Rashford goes as well, and it's not just going to be all about him. Definitely not. Malacia was fought back from injury and a surgical procedure that left him out for 18 months. A disgrace is not accurate description. Look, Malacia is not a disgrace. He's not. He did have an absolute nightmare in his recovery, and how that situation came about was appalling. It really was. But all we can judge from before and what we've got right now is under Ruben Amorim. And if he doesn't like him, if he's a problem, if he's got too big for his boots already, then see you later. Thank you. We didn't spend a lot for him. He's not on mega money. I think he's an easy player to sell. If Ruben's not going to use him, then he has to be out the squad as well. Another way of making money for Manchester United. Caution with Gyokeres. Many lower Prem clubs looked at him prior to Sporting and deemed him he wasn't that man. He was available for 20 million. Look, Brighton sold him to Coventry for $1 million under Dan Ashworth, believe it or not. And then he smashed it in the Championship. And then Ruben Amorim's seen that talent. So when we're talking about recruitment, we're talking about Ruben Amorim, and we're bringing up Gyokeres in this, he's seen what everybody else didn't and then created a player. So we should be looking at it through Ruben Amorim's eyes, I feel, because he's the man that's seen him at Coventry in the Championship. Not while he was in the Prem, but in the Championship. And now look where he is. He absolutely took Pep Guardiola's City to the cleaners. And yes, I do believe the Portuguese league is better than the Eredivisie. I think the teams are better. I think it's harder. And the quality of player coming from there has always been absolute mustard. Let's be honest. There have been some negative ones from Portugal. But look at the players that have come out of that Portuguese league to the Premier League. And then look at the players that have come out of the Eredivisie and come to the Premier League. And try and compare it. And honestly, when you go through the names and you go through the stars, you'll be like, yeah, actually, that league is better. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I challenge you to do it, actually. 221 likes in. Thank you, everybody. Well over 1,300 in the room with us. Make sure you have subscribed to Forever United TV, please, everybody. Make sure you also get your likes in and get your comments in, more importantly. Don't forget, tomorrow morning we are back with a paper round again. Everybody's favourite show on Football Talks at 9 o'clock after the 8 o'clock FUTV early morning show. So yes, very busy day tomorrow with match day. Still got plenty going on today as well. We'll be back later on this evening as well. We're not finished on this show yet, so just giving you a little bit of a taste of what's to come over the weekend as well. And we are doing a watch along for the Classico. El Clasico watch along tomorrow on Football Talks is on. Double watch-alongs tomorrow. United against Arsenal. El Clasico later on as well. It is a busy old day tomorrow, everybody. So make sure that you're fully tuned in. Notifications on for when all the content is coming up. Subscribe to Football Talks as well for all of the other content. It is there in the live chat right now. The poll that we've got up in the live chat right now as well. Would you sell Malacia this window? 86% of you have said yes. I think that's down to people just thinking, look, he's not playing, so if we can sell him, make some money. Sternlove says the window is dragging, not much going on. Ineos just don't seem prepared. We are getting Vegas again. No, we're not. I mean, to be honest, what are we, a third of the way through the window now? That's where we're at. I think we've assessed everything. We did go through this all yesterday morning when we were in the shit. That's the video that we did yesterday morning, and that's what we covered. Basically, Ineos telling Ruben Amorim, look, needs must right now. We're in the crap. What can we do? What can you do? What can you live without? And we went through it all. And the most important thing in this window is getting rid of players. I think we all had that going into it. We didn't expect much. We just expected Ineos to back Ruben in a way with moving players out that really weren't working for him. And I think we are getting to that stage right now. I think we are getting there. And I think we are, if Marcus Rashford goes, in a miles better place. It is proof. It is proof. Quickly, on other news as well. I've just been sent one piece that I had actually written down here as well. But regarding more defenders options coming to Manchester United. So we're being linked with Araujo from Barcelona. We know that he has struggled after coming back from a bad hamstring injury in the Copa America and not featured much this season. He's down the pecking order now at Barcelona. And like we said yesterday when we were covering Barcelona's finances and how they see how they're able to actually get money together to buy Marcus Rashford or loan Marcus Rashford or even pay for him to that matter. Araujo is one of them players that is surplus to requirements at Barcelona, and United have been linked to him. There is also stories going around. Borussia Dortmund and Manchester United are currently evaluating signing Gonzalo Inacio from Sporting. Now, Ruben has said that he isn't going to buy any players from Sporting in January as part of his agreement for leaving mid-season. But I feel like Inacio, Diamande, players like this, I think he would. But the only problem we've got is obviously money needs to be spent elsewhere. Centre-back is not really a major issue for United right now, believe it or not. I can't believe I'm saying that. That's always been a big problem for United. But the summer was spent on bringing in two good centre-backs in De Ligt and obviously Yoro. We've obviously got Mazraoui who can play there at centre-back. Luke Shaw, he comes back. Another centre-back there. Obviously, Maguire's there. We've had Evans, we've had Lindelof. They're both going to go. But I don't think United will be in the market for a centre-back. But the only reason that we're looking at Gonzalo Inacio from Sporting is he's 29 million. Now, that seems pretty cheap for a young 20-year-old again. And a good centre-back who's worked with Amorim before in his system. I would prefer Diamonde. I think he's an absolute baller and a beast. That's who I would take. But I'm just bringing it up because the story's there. And we do need to keep an eye on bargains. Like, someone will buy an Ashio. If he's 29 million, I think that is a very, very good price. A very fair price. And United could look at that and go, there's an instalment package there easily. We could easily just let that one spread out a little bit. Maybe get a little bonus in there. Look, all depends on what we sell. And if United do get their market value for Rashford, and he does smash it on the loan, and they get around 60 million for him, in the perfect world, then maybe players like this may be added to United's transfer list on players to possibly come in the summer. You never know. You never know. Anything is possible. Let's just look at it that way. Inacio plays a left centre-back. Araujo plays a right centre-back. Centre-back position will be more of an issue in the summer when Evans and Lindelof leave. Look, I feel Lenny Yoro can play at centre-back. I think he can play in the middle as well. I think he's comfortable on bringing the ball out. I think all of them can play. I think De Ligt can play there. I think Maguire can play there. And we know that Maguire now has got an extra year. And this is why I don't think United will be in the market or desperately looking in the market in the summer for a new centre-back. I just don't think we need it. Morning to you as well, Skoda. Morning to everyone who is in the chat. New subscribers, hello. Welcome to you as well. Thank you for subscribing. Anyone who is in, any new members as well. Carol has just renewed her membership. Gold member, 13 months. Oh, can we do without the London office? Close it now. I'll save a bit of money, close the London office, eh? That's Carol's thinking. She's thinking on any sort of brutal mode there. Where else can we cut costs and cut corners? Well, not cut corners as such, but cut things that we don't actually need. Cheaper backup centre-back in the summer. No chance this window unless we find a free/loan and we can't turn down. Look, Araujo on a free... on a loan with an obligation to buy or whatever like that, maybe. I don't know, but personally, no. I just wouldn't be looking at centre-back right now. There are too many other positions. Look, left wing-back, 8, 10, 9, and then look at a centre-back. I think even right wing-back before a centre-back. I do. I honestly do. I don't think Mazraoui is good enough to play. I mean, he is good enough to do it, but we can't get the best. He's not as good going forward. I like him. I love him. I think eventually he will be seen as another centre-back option for United. and when you just look at that, if you go out and buy a right wing-back, you've got Ahmad who can play that role already. You go out and get another right wing-back with whatever resources we've got. I'm not saying we're definitely going to do it in the summer, but just for instance, if you go out and get another right wing-back, Mazraoui then will drop into centre-back, right centre-back. And then what have you got? You got Maguire, you got De Ligt, you got Yoro, you got Mazraoui. Do you need another centre-back on top of that? Luke Shaw, if he's fit. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of options there for Manchester United. Plenty of options there. And obviously we've got Godwill Kakonki coming through, who's getting a lot more time in matchday squads right now as well. So that is another one. Personal opinions on character shouldn't really be mixed with football analysis. It's a slippery slope that leads to tribalism. Look, I think everybody's built opinions on players off what they've seen on the pitch as well. And then, because United have been on this downward slippery slope for such a long time, I think it's now being proven by Ruben Amorim what's happening at Manchester United, that certain players' characteristics really aren't good enough for Manchester United or fit Manchester United or are anything for the future for this football club. United should take Randall Colomwani on loan, but with an obligation. But not with an obligation, says Graham. PSG are pushing the obligation. That's the problem. And that's why United have still got a chance and no one else has taken him while we're trying to sort Rashford out. Because I think from what I was listening to, Daniel Levy is looking for a movable obligation price tag. And that is that if Mwani hits a certain mark from now until the end of the season, they pay a certain amount. I think there's 3 different... so it's like a little sliding... monitor thing. It's like crap, good, very good. 3 different prices obligation time. So the stipulations, basically, are what are being put into PSG's negotiations for Kolo Muani, wherever he moves to. And I don't know if United are going to be in the obligation territory. We'll see. We'll see. One way or another, I think it will cost United money bringing Muani in. So that'll be interesting whether they actually do commit to that. But everybody, thank you so much. That is this morning's show. Please give the video a like on the way out. That will take us over 300. Don't forget, we're back later on this afternoon after all of the football is done. We're back with the evening show with all of your updates. Unless something jumps out that needs talking about, then yeah, that is us for today. I'll have you covered. Keep your notifications on. Please make sure you have subscribed to Forever United TV. And I will see you all later on this evening. And yes, don't forget all the content that's coming up on Football Talks tomorrow and FUTV. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Saturday. Be careful.